Welcome back to the channel. We are back again today with why are Chicago police abandoning 911 calls? Another Angry Cops video. We're going to remember to smash that like button and get subscribed if you're not already. We're in for a fun one today.
You know what I expect to happen when I call 911? The police to show up. Unfortunately, if you're living in Chicago, that's not the deal. Especially if you have...
Chicago, you mean Chirac. With the invasion of our nation that's happening there. Second to only Dearborn, Michigan, and New York City with their new communist socialist Islamic mayor.
The chief of patrol, John Hein, here, telling his patrol officers, no, don't go to those calls. We don't want you protecting people. So much for the protect in protect and serve. Am I right? Because that's exactly what happened last week. When a 911...
I mean, protect and serve, they're not even serving, so forget the whole thing entirely.
One call came in saying, hey, we're being surrounded by a group of people. They're ramming us with their vehicles. We need some fucking help. And Patrol Chief Hein said, no, hey, we're not going to help those people at all. Because that's totally not our job and what we're supposed to do.
I mean, if you don't go to the crimes, then was the crime really committed? Must be the Chicago way, right? If you don't report the crime accurately, the crime didn't happen, right? Right, J.B. Pritzker? Mr. Mayor? Right?
What a piece of shit. But before I get into this deep dive of absolutely ridiculousness, which is turning into what seems like a mild cover-up, first, a word from this video sponsor. You ever feel like you're stuck? I've had with Zero, or scan the QR code. Are you ready to be
and don't try fume, because you're inhaling essential oils. Enjoy.
Disappointed in the Chicago Police Department's hierarchy? I am. Not the patrol officers at all. They're out there trying to do their job. But the administration. Well, come on in. The water's fine. If you don't mind floating pieces of shit around you. Allow me to paint you a picture so we can both understand this show a little bit better. ICE are doing raids in Chicago. Operation Midway with the Texas National Guard is coming in, and ICE agents going in, trying to get rid of all the illegal aliens that are committing crimes. And I'm not saying all illegal
aliens have committed a crime, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. They're all a criminal because they came into this country and violated the law entering the country, as for they are a criminal in this country. Now, the ones that I would rather have us target and go after are the violent ones, the ones who rape our women, the ones who kill our men, kill our women, kill our children. Those ones can go away immediately, the ones who sex traffic them in and out of the country. Those people, yeah, I want them gone. I want them put under the fucking jail, if you're being honest, but out of the country works too. However, when you have a sanctuary city and all of a sudden that sanctuary city wants to be woke and gay like Chicago, LA, and New York, all of a sudden the police or the ICE agents have to go into the city and with their warrant that they have for some guy who has committed crimes by their, told to them by the police force, but the police force, knowing he's an illegal, let him free. Because, we're not going to cooperate and hand him over to ICE. We're going to put him back with the people who he can hurt, who he can exploit, who he can steal money from with taxpayer programs. And we'll call it helping the needy. Oh, wait, no. We shouldn't do that. Instead, you should hold the criminal in the fucking jail, and then ICE can go get him at the doorstep of the jail.
Aliens are committing crimes. I'm saying specifically, they're going after illegal aliens, people that are in the country illegally.
And they have warrants for each and every one of them. But often, illegals hang out with, guess what? Other illegals.
That have already committed crimes like armed robbery, burglary, shootings.
Entering the country illegally.
Sexual assaults. And they're wrangling them up to get them the frig out of here because if you can't play nice, you don't get to stay. Doesn't seem like such a radical idea. Well, just under a week ago, one of those operations are happening where ICE agents are going out looking for a dude. They find him. They're going to snatch him up and grab him and get him out of here for all the crimes that he's committed, to include being here illegally. Well,
Yep.
what happens? Well, it turns out that all these ICE agents, while they're trying to effect this arrest, get absolutely ambushed by a massive crowd who end up surrounding all these ICE agents, throwing bottles and smoke bombs and rocks at their cars, having two separate cars ram into the ICE agents.
Oh, yeah, I saw all these
in
ones.
order to stop them.
Wild.
And during this chaos, rightfully so,
Which, by the way, if you are someone who is getting in the way of an ICE vehicle, in my eyes, those ICE agents have all the if you are ramming your car into them, those agents have 100% authority to use lethal force upon you. They could kill you. And I would hope they would. I am waiting for somebody on the wrong side, or the right side, depending on wherever you're at, to get killed, and all of a sudden things to escalate on either side so that the other side has to have a major reaction and cause even more escalation. It is going to hit that. We are at a boiling point here, and we need to get things straight and organized before it boils over.
the ICE agents are like, holy shit, we need some backup. Boop, boop, boop. 911, let's get the local boys over here to break this
we
up
need your
so
help.
we can get out of here. We're starting
No.
to get overpowered. But unfortunately for those ICE agents, the boys in blue backed down. And not
Because their leadership said, nah, you can't go help ICE. You have to let ICE be by themselves. They're the Gestapo. They're like the modern day Gestapo. They're just kidnapping your neighbors off the street. So you need to let them, not do that and get beat up by your civilians.
because the patrolman's fault, not wanting to get in there or being afraid or saying this is politically motivated. I don't know. No, from their leadership. Meet Patrol Chief John Hine. He's a piece of shit. Hey, John, you're a piece of shit. Can I make that any clearer? Not only are you now hated by every ACAB anti-cop person, but now you are disliked by every actual police officer
And everybody in this YouTube video. We hate you too.
that has ever done an ounce
Mr.
of
Hine.
work. You stupid, cowardly f***. Jeez, AC, you're a little pissed off right now. What's going on?
Hey, it's warranted.
I'll tell you why. Well, you see, originally when the 911 call came in from ICE agents saying, hey, we're being overrun, rocks, people throwing stuff at us, rammed by vehicles. The outstanding dispatchers
People using deadly force upon them.
for the Chicago
Potentially.
Police Department started sending cars left and right.
They ran the federal agent off the road. They fled on foot westbound 37th Place from Kedzie. It was a male Hispanic younger wearing all black clothing.
But then something happened. Tiny Dong John got involved. And what did he say? He said, wait a second. We're not going to get involved with this. This is an ICE thing. We're an anti-ICE city. Our governor's saying we shouldn't support ICE. Our mayor's saying we shouldn't support.
To people who are grade A idiots, grade A retards, people who need to be removed from their positions of power by the Insurrection Act. We need something like this to take place. We need to get these woke mayors and governors out of here.
Support ICE.
Remove Pritzker, remove Mayor Brandon Johnson, remove Karen Bass, remove Gavin Newsom, and then don't let Mamdani take his office at all.
And our police chief was put in charge by the mayor. And I'm an idiot who can't think about the negative repercussions for not answering violent 911 calls. So what I'm going to do
Is
I'm gonna
ignore
tell
violent
dispatch,
911
don't
calls.
Send those officers there to help them. Those ICE agents are on their own, which to me and every other person in law enforcement is the most cowardice, shitty, slimy thing
Idiotic,
you could ever
stupid
do.
thing
Hey,
you could
need
do.
help? Fuck you. You're on your own. That's what John said. See John here? So this jizz named
At this point, if any civilians died or ICE officers died, it's on John Hines' head.
John tells dispatch, who's already sent officers to drive over there and assist those ICE agents who are being overrun by a mob of people, ramming them with their cars, and says, nope, 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 stop them, stop the patrol guys, push them back, push them right back to where they were. We're not doing any of this. Screw them, they're on their own. which is disgusting. I could go on for an hour.
Absolutely
about how
terrible
disgusting
behavior.
that is. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine calling 911 saying, hey, you know what? I'm a Republican in a Democrat-run city. I'm being attacked by Democrats. And some fucking jizzbag in a police uniform as an administrator, not a beat cop, not a worker, some jizzy ad.
See, it's going to be guys like this here and this mayor and their governor who radicalize someone far enough to take things way too far and go out on a murder spree, on a killing spree, or even coordinating it nationwide to take out all the woke liberal leadership, judges, everyone from state governor all the way down to police chief, all the way down to mayors, all the way down to like everybody in any level of power. They're just going to get systematically taken out. All of a sudden, you're going to have judges afraid to walk outside without, security surrounding them like they're the fucking president after an assassination attempt.
Is out there saying, well, as a Democrat, I don't really believe that this Republican should have the same rights or protections that I should have. So I'm not going to send my officers there to assist them. Do you see how all the negative potential outcomes that could happen snowballing from that? You see that?
100%.
Maybe when some people call for help, or anybody calls for help on 911, you just fucking go there. You just fucking go there. Oh,
That's
but now John's smart.
That's why you become cops, is because you want to help. You want to go to where the problems are, and you want to help solve the problems. Here's some problems. It's called the city leadership. How long before we get vigilante justice against the leaderships?
Where are they? I think they're talking about us. No way.
John, the chief of patrol, is so smart, he said, don't help out people in need. Don't help out people getting assaulted. Don't help out people getting their vehicles rammed by an unruly mob. What a jizz. What a fucking jizz. Now you might say, wow, AC, how could it possibly get any worse than that?
It's Chicago. Chirac. It's gonna get worse.
How could it get worse? Let me tell you. Would it surprise you to know that the woman, one of the two people ramming their cars into these ICE agents' vehicles, well, she was already known by law enforcement. Miss Miramar Martinez was already posted on...
Let me guess, a fully legal Chicago resident who just was standing up for her neighbors, right?
All over social media and in a whole bunch of groups that are protesting ICE. Hey to all my gang, let's fuck those motherfuckers up. Don't let them take anyone. So now...
Interesting. That sounds like an incitement of violence. Is there an insurrection attempting to happen against the ICE agents? No, leftists wouldn't do that after complaining about an insurrection on January 6th. They wouldn't complain that the ICE agents are doing things wrong and all of a sudden act like the January 6th protesters and rioters.
Massive gang
attack. No, don't do that.
An orchestrated event. Good thing you didn't help out those federal officers in your city on a planned orchestrated event from a known agitator, John. But wait, there's more. Because almost immediately, the administration and the Chicago Police Department and the governor's office and the mayor started trying to put out the fires and saying, whoa, wait a second now. We were just sending officers to the outskirts of that environment to check it out.
Oh, the outskirts.
But maybe get involved, but just to look around. We didn't pull them back. No, God. We would never send officers there and tell them not to go and assist. No. They were there
we totally would do
monitoring
that.
The situation to assist. Yeah. Monitoring.
Bullshit.
Right? Okay. Well, thank God that there's some fantastic officers in the Chicago Police Department that took screenshots of their CAD or computer-aided dispatch. Think of it like an email that you get for each call that you go on that gets updated with more and more information. Cacao! Oh, what's that say? Right there, below me? For October.
Hampton NFY, please Chief of Patrol, no units will respond to... Oh, yeah, right there. No units will respond.
2025 Police Chief of Patrol, no units will respond to this. And in case you can't read, there's audio. Play it.
99.
Yeah, send the cars in that direction. Have them stay put 2 or 3 blocks away, all right? Have them hold tight until I give you further direction, please. For the Chief of Patrol, clear everybody up. We're not responding over there.
For 999, Chief of Patrol said all units clear out from there. We're not sending anybody over to that location.
And even then, that was just like the tip of the iceberg.
Man, if I were doing an independent review of this police department, there would be so many people who would be placed on indefinite administrative leave without pay.
The solid, chunky base of came from the governor and his fucking little pet going on the news.
AKA, I'd fucking fire a bunch of them.
Saying, well, you know, none of this is true. Homeland Security, HSI, and ICE, they're all making this up to make us seem bad.
DHS says that CBP officers shot and wounded a woman in Chicago yesterday after, they say, she allegedly rammed a law enforcement vehicle.
And there's
The
video
spokesperson
of
for
it.
DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, accused Chicago police of leaving the scene.
The big fat lard on the right side of your screen is a piece of shit.
And refusing to assist agents in securing the area. What do you know about this incident? Were federal agents boxed in and assaulted?
It's really hard to know exactly what the
No, it isn't. There's a fucking video, you stupid piece of shit.
facts are, and they won't let us access the facts. They are just putting out their propaganda, and then we've got to
It's not propaganda. It's called a video, you
later
moron.
determine what actually happened.
I hate lying
Saturday,
Democrats.
It escalated even further by shooting a U.S. citizen. They claimed it was defensive fire.
I mean, if you'd sent your police in to help them, they might not have had to do that.
But frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration.
Which administration? The federal one or your state administration? Because I think it's your state's administration that we can't trust anything that comes out of there.
But wait a second, doesn't that go directly against that little audio clip we just heard?
For the Chief of Patrol, clear everybody up. We're not responding
Yep.
over there.
Right
For
there.
999, Chief of Patrol said all units clear out
Clear
from there.
out from
We're
there. Not
anybody
sending anybody over to that location.
And you know what else?
Yep.
The following day, a day or two later, the chief of police, the commissioner of the fucking Chicago Police Department came out and said this.
So although we do not engage in immigration enforcement, we are going to enforce the law when the laws are violated.
Oh, how are you
So
now?
let me be clear to the public about certain things.
They're so interested in having a federal government shutdown timer in the corner that they don't call out these lying Democrats.
Federal agents
Not enough.
are officers. They are agents
All you gotta do is play their clips of them saying a lie, because it's so easy to go find the clip of them saying something before that counteracts what they said.
of law
They
enforcement.
do it all the time.
If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe
Their lives are in danger, and they may kill you.
ambushed. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions.
Potentially deadly force, too.
Do
They're here to deport people who aren't supposed to be in the country out of the country. They're not here to execute civilians for being retards.
not box in any law enforcement officer.
Geez, that's oddly specific of him to say, considering that the governor
You guys
and
just
his little
boxed
toadies
in law
were saying
enforcement.
that none of this happened at all, and that HSI and Kristi Noem were all making up stuff on their social media to get us riled up. And Trump's bad, which I had nothing to do with any of this. I mean, you can
Yeah.
say Trump sucks as much as you want.
They have Trump derangement syndrome, especially Pritzker.
He had nothing to do with this individual incident of police officers being called away from assisting federal agents. Oh, but let's continue. Let's continue with this story, right? So here we are.
Because of
in
course
the
it's
thick of
not
things.
over yet.
Ice agents surrounded, beer bottles, smoke bombs, rocks, cars ramming them, calling out for help. Well, what happens when help doesn't arrive? Well, one of those cars goes to ram the freaking ICE agents over and over and over again, and now the ICE agents are out of their car because they're stuck and screwed. They're like, oh, what are we gonna do? They had to leave one of their vehicles, which was later completely destroyed.
Of course it was.
John, they ended up having to shoot.
I say any vehicle destroyed in your city should be, billed and paid for by said city for a new vehicle, If your vehicle gets destroyed in Chicago, Chicago should have to buy you new cars. If, agents get hurt, the city they get hurt in should have to pay for their medical bills and everything. And that's how it should be from here on out, and from here before. We could make it retroactive so that LA and Chicago both have a shitload of damages to pay different cities. Oh, and Portland.
That crazy broad, Martinez, because she was ramming somebody else. Maybe I lost you there because I'm getting a little irritated. You have a massive event of baggery going on, and the police being told don't assist them. What do you think's gonna happen with that massive amount
Someone's
of baggery?
gonna get shot.
Is it gonna grow and get worse and potentially cause, I don't know, like a lethal force
Someone
incident?
to death? Yeah.
Yeah, which is what happens, isn't it?
1000%.
People ramming cars, not stopping. Eventually, ICE agents have to fire on dumb mumbo jumbo brain Martinez and clip her in the fucking arm or whatever it was. She's fine. Like I give a shit. But all that could have potentially
don't give a
been
shit.
avoided if Jizzy John here, that's his name, write it on every fucking bathroom door.
Jizzy
in Chicago.
John.
Jizzy fucking John here told
Jizzy
his
John
officers,
Hine. Put it
"Don't
everywhere."
help federal agents, don't help your brothers in blue, even if they're on the fucking federal side. No. Now, in its finale, some people were still trying to say, wait a second. That Chief Jizzy John, all right, he was actually acting lawfully because of Illinois' Trust Act, which was passed in 2017, when being a sanctuary city was just the coolest. Let me give you.
Yeah, if your city's a sanctuary city, you should feel fucking embarrassed that ICE can't just go arrest criminals in the jail, and that your city is letting them back out on the street to hang out with you.
A quick breakdown of what the Illinois Trust Act was about.
That's what it boils down to.
Is to limit local police involvement in federal immigration enforcement and protect undocumented residents from deportation based on interactions with local law enforcement. Key, local law enforcement. And its key provisions are, it prohibits law enforcement from detaining individuals based on immigration detainers or warrants not issued by a judge. So, if Jizzbag John here wants to say, but I was just following the Trust Act. No, because the first clause says you just can't detain anybody based on immigration detainers or warrants not signed by a judge. So that means you can still go and assist a federal agency in their duties when they...
Meaning what he did was illegal, and he should be charged.
Call out for help because they're being run over by a mob and getting smashed into by vehicles. I can't say this enough. This fucking moron said people are getting...
This fucking moron he's talking about didn't do his goddamn job. Now, what happens to any of you guys when you don't do your jobs? Do you get to keep your job? Does your boss say, good job, you didn't do your work today. You keep going, do it again tomorrow. No, he fucking fires you and after he writes you up for not doing it so much.
Rammed with vehicles, and I'm not going to go and help with that. Fuck you. Key provision 2. It forbids law enforcement from holding someone solely on a request from federal immigration agents like ICE. Once again, this is a mob attacking somebody, not the Chicago Police Department detaining somebody for ICE. This is, I need help. I'm having vehicles run me over. Not, hey, can you help us get this warrant done? Can you help us kick in this door? I need you to hold this person in your holding cell for the next couple hours. None of that. It is just, hey, we're being beaten and broken and rammed with fucking cars, Jizzy John. We need some help because people are gonna get hurt, which they did. So, good job, John. Good job, fucking John.
Yeah, it only takes one single group of ICE agents to all of a sudden go from, hey, instead of deporting people, let's just execute them on the spot. And then we don't have to worry about it. And then you'll have a whole nother load of issues to worry about. Because then you'll wonder, oh, now is there just do I have to worry about every ICE agent, or is it just that group? It could happen. It's just a potential theory. However, it's something that could happen. You could get ICE agents who are like, I am too afraid for my life, and then they're going to go grab the people they have warrants for and just start executing them. You'll have the right-wing death squads that were talked about, that were, feared from the left. But instead of being created by the right, the death squads will be created by the lack of action from the left.
And the fucking administration from the Chicago Police Department, we used to look up to you. You used to be great. You were like New York City to us smaller cities. Chicago PD, you don't fuck around. And now you're doing this shit. Now, once again, I need to make this crystal clear. Administration, chiefs, anybody with a star on their collar appointed by the mayor or the commissioner of their entire police department. Their administration, they're not workers. They're penny pushers, and they're people that decided they were going to take a step back away from the streets and try to run things. They are not the
They are not running things.
They are not the guys on the ground in the streets jumping out and putting their fucking skin on the line. And I can tell you from one fucking guy to another, the amount of Chicago beat cops and detectives and fucking guys in cool jump out boy units are furious over this, and they should be. Fuck John, fuck the administration, fucking fire him. All the rest of you guys
and fire your mayor.
wearing the badge that are captains,
Fire your governor.
detectives, detective sergeants, and patrol officers. I 100% support. And I hope that this loser piece of shit is quickly removed from your ranks. Best way to support the channel is get yourself a t-shirt. Halloween
That's cool,
for
huh?
the cops with the Drillo lantern. Ooh, Drillo lantern.
That was a fantastic video. We're at the tail end of it here, where he's just plugging his merch and everything else. And I'm just going to say, go over, give him a subscribe to Angry Cops, smash my like button down below, go give his video a watch, and get on out of here, and I will see ya back here tomorrow.